My name is Andrew Bohn. I'm the CEO of Ocean Logistics with a fleet of 9 tugboats, 1 landing craft, and a number of barges. I'm also the chairman of the Vanuatu Shipping Association, and the message today is about the biggest constraint in the Vanuatu maritime industry at the moment. And it's not ships, it's not access to finance, it's not even the infrastructure in the country, which is quite sparse, but it's people. We do not have enough in Vanuatu qualified captains and engineers. The labor pool in Vanuatu is very shallow and it's causing a big problem for the industry. Just now, I saw on Facebook a post from MP Maritime, who runs a shipping company out of Santo, and he's advertising for positions, looking for qualified captains and qualified engineers. And I am quite sure he's going to have a hard time finding them, as the rest of the domestic shipping fleet is equally struggling to staff our vessels. And you can have the nicest ship in the world. Vanuatu Ferry has some very nice ships. There's a number of ship owners with very nice vessels, including Pure Burning Shipping. Well, there's quite a number of ship owners in Vanuatu that have invested heavily in their assets, and they simply cannot find the people, the qualified people in Vanuatu to sail them. So what's happening is we're having to recruit from overseas. So primarily seafarers from the Philippines, from Indonesia, and that can work, that can get the ships moving, but it doesn't really drive our maritime industry forward. It's not productive, and it's not productive for the country. I believe that we should be training our young Vanuatu, we should be recruiting more into a career in maritime, and we should be manning our own vessels. It's something that the United States and a number of countries around the world are very aware of, that a strong maritime industry is vital to national security. So it's a sovereignty issue, it's a national security issue, but for an island country, a strong maritime industry is absolutely vital and important. Some of the reasons that we don't have enough people, one of the prime reasons is the Vanuatu Maritime College. And this is not a video to get down on the college or to say that there's anything wrong with any person, but I think we need to be honest that the institution itself has not been producing enough seafarers to meet the needs of the industry. And certainly there's an opportunity that if we had a surplus of seafarers, that some of those new Vanuatu seafarers could be working overseas in the region. It's not just Vanuatu that's short on seafarers. There's a number of countries in the Pacific in our region that are short, including Australia and New Zealand in their offshore industry. So it's absolutely an opportunity. If we can figure out how to fix this problem for the domestic fleet, we can also put ourselves as a country into a position where we could produce a surplus of seafarers, of very qualified seafarers that meet international standards. We could be exporting that labor to other countries and to have Vanuatu sailors sailing on ships around the world. At independence in 1980, there were Vanuatu sailors who sailed all around the world, including up to the level of captain. There was quite a few sailing on a number of the shipping lines, including Sofrana, which is the French shipping line that I believe is now CMA CGM. But there was a lot of Vanuatu seafarers, and slowly over the years, they've retired, come out of the fleet, and now we have, I believe, there's very few sailing internationally. I can think of a few, but it'd be about one hand. We do have Vanuatu fishermen who are working overseas, but in terms of seafarers, in terms of ratings and officers, there are not many. So in addition to the Maritime College being part of the problem, the government has not prioritized scholarships for seafarers, and I think that's something that needs to change. We need to work with the Department of Education and the Scholarship Office to be awarding more scholarships. And these don't need to be 4-year scholarships. We've done the math. For the cost of sending one person to a 4-year degree at USB in Fiji, you could train 180 young Vanuatu. You put them through a 2-week basic safety course, and that's an entry-level course that gets them qualified to work on ships. And then, you can expose those young people to a career in maritime in the domestic fleet. And then from there, they have to gain sea time, and then they go back to the college, and they can go up to the officer level on the deck side as a captain or on the engine room side. So there's a real opportunity there. There's an opportunity for the country as a whole. Ships engineers, if they want to come ashore, they have so many job opportunities. They make fantastic mechanics, heavy equipment mechanics. So there's a real opportunity for us as a nation, not just to supply qualified people for our ships, but to work in other industries as well. So the call to action is for the government to make the Vanuatu maritime industry, to consider it a critical infrastructure. I think we need to change the thinking and think about our maritime industry and our ships and our people as critical infrastructure, as essentially we are the roads, we are the connection between islands, and you can build all the airports and roads you want, but ultimately you need wharfs and you need ships to connect those islands and to move the majority of freight to the islands. So that's why I think the industry is so important. It should be prioritized by the government, and we should be investing in the Vanuatu Maritime College, investing in new leadership, and investing in training and investing in our people. Thank you, Namas.